The spread of Christianity after Jesus, key figures and events. One of the most amazing tales of religious change in history is the growth of Christianity following Jesus' death and resurrection. Christianity began as a small, persecuted Jewish group in the Roman Empire and spread around the world, impacting millions of people over ages and countries. The commitment of important individuals, the tenacity of early Christians, and historical turning points all contributed to its quick growth. Jesus' teachings on love, forgiveness, and salvation struck a profound chord with people of all backgrounds, overcoming political, cultural, and geographic boundaries. Christianity had obstacles in its path, from persecution to acceptance, such as antagonistic Roman authorities, theological disputes, and internal strife. Nevertheless, it thrived in spite of everything. The spread of Christianity was crucial in determining the future of the Roman Empire and, eventually, Western civilization, from Paul's missionary efforts to Emperor Constantine's final conversion. The ongoing strength of the Christian faith is revealed via an understanding of the major players and occasions in this early era. The apostles and the early church. After Jesus' resurrection and ascension, the apostles, particularly Peter and John, were instrumental in spreading his teachings. The early Christian group, sometimes referred to as the church, began when the apostles and disciples gathered in Jerusalem for prayer, camaraderie, and the breaking of the bread. The Jewish Feast of Pentecost, when the apostles were infused with the Holy Spirit, was a significant turning point for the early church. On this day, Peter gave his famous speech about Jesus' death and resurrection, which led to the baptism of thousands of new followers. The apostles then scattered, establishing towns and spreading the wonderful news of Jesus' resurrection and salvation. The teachings and miracles of the apostles attracted many to early Christianity from both Jewish and Gentile backgrounds. This early period of development was marked by a strong commitment, a sharing of resources, and the commitment to sharing the gospel. The apostles were instrumental in the development of key Christian ideas and in preserving the purity of Jesus' teachings. Their leadership created the groundwork for Christian communities that would rapidly grow over the next few decades. The Gentile apostle, Paul, initially Saul of Tarsus, was a ferocious persecutor of Christians who later became one of the most prominent preachers in history. He was one of the most important individuals in the spread of Christianity. A significant turning point in both Paul's life and the history of Christianity was his conversion while traveling to Damascus. He founded Christian communities in important places like Corinth, Ephesus, and Thessalonica, while making lengthy trips across the Roman Empire and preaching to both Jews and Gentiles. His writings, referred to as the Pauline epistles, are among the New Testament's most profound theological works and made a substantial contribution to the formation of Christian doctrine. The transformation of Christianity from a little Jewish sect to a religion that spread throughout the non-Jewish world was made possible in large part by Paul's mission. His support for allowing Gentiles to join the Christian community without having to abide by Jewish law was a hot topic of discussion and a watershed moment in Christian history. The Jerusalem Council 49 AD, internal strife plagued the early Christian movement, particularly with regard to the proper integration of Gentiles into the society. A crucial step in settling this conflict was the Council of Jerusalem, which took place in 49 AD. The question at hand was whether following Jesus required Gentile converts to obey Jewish traditions like circumcision and food regulations. Following extensive discussion, the council determined that Gentiles were exempt from the Mosaic Law, allowing non-Jews to be widely accepted as Christians. Because it eliminated major obstacles to admittance for Gentile converts and cleared the path for Christianity's quick spread throughout the Roman Empire. This decision had a tremendous impact on the spread of Christianity, martyrdom, and persecutions. During the early years of the Church, persecution of Christians by Roman authorities became a common occurrence. Christians were marginalized and persecuted because they refused to worship the Roman gods or take part in state-sponsored religious activities, which were perceived as a challenge to the established order of Roman polytheism. The first significant persecution took place in the middle of the 1st century AD under Emperor Nero. Famously, Nero used Christians as scapegoats and executed and tortured them, after accusing them of causing the Great Fire of Rome in 64 AD. Christians were persecuted, yet this did not destroy their faith. On the contrary, it made them more determined. Many early Christians voluntarily died for their beliefs, making martyrdom a potent message to the faith. Narratives of Christian martyrs, like the first Christian martyr Stephen, proliferated across the empire and contributed to the expansion of the Christian movement by encouraging new converts to hold fast to their beliefs. Christian communities development. Christianity took root in a variety of cultural contexts as it expanded throughout the Roman Empire, with local Christian roots creating distinctive customs while staying true to Jesus' central teachings. Early Christian centers were established in major cities like Antioch, Alexandria, and Rome, where followers of Christ congregated to worship, exchange ideas, and offer mutual support, particularly for oppressed groups like the poor, women, and slaves who sought solace in the inclusiveness of the Christian faith. These early Christian organizations offered a sense of community and mutual support. The establishment of Christian communities, which attracted both converts and those looking for a different way of life, served to maintain the growth of the faith by serving as hubs for social services, charity, and education. During this time, church leadership development was also crucial. In order to maintain theological and doctrinal unity, and to guide the local Christian communities, bishops, presbyters, and deacons were essential. As the church expanded in number and power, bishops played an increasingly significant role in ensuring the persistence of Christian doctrine. The Edict of Milan and the conversion of Constantine 313 AD. Emperor Constantine's conversion was one of the most significant turning points in Christian history. Christians had experienced sporadic persecution under several Roman emperors before Constantine's reign, but Constantine's conversion to Christianity in 312 AD permanently altered the direction of the faith. Before the Battle of Milvian Bridge in 312 AD, Constantine is said to have had a vision in which he saw the Christian emblem, the Chi Rho, and heard the words, "In this sign, conquer." As the first Roman emperor to publicly accept Christianity, Constantine credited the Christian God for his victory. Constantine and Licinius issued the Edict of Milan in 313 AD, allowing Christians to freely practice their religion and granting them religious tolerance. This was the start of the Roman Empire's slow shift from punishing Christians to advancing Christianity. With the emperor now playing a crucial role in Christian affairs, Constantine's conversion also brought about important changes in the relationship between the church and the state. Christianity had become an essential component of the Roman Empire and was no longer persecuted by the time of Constantine's death in 337 AD. The function of councils and the development of Christian doctrine. It became increasingly important to define and codify Christianity's teachings as it spread. As a result, church leaders convened a number of ecumenical councils to discuss theological matters and develop unified beliefs. One of the most significant of these meetings was the First Council of Nicaea, which Constantine called in 325 AD. It dealt with the Arian conflict, which raised doubts about Christ's character and his relationship to the Father. This council produced the Nicene Creed, which established the essence of Christ's divinity and became a cornerstone of Christian doctrine. Christian doctrine was further refined by other councils, such as the Council of Chalcedon 451 AD, which included the idea that Christ was both completely human and fully divine. Final thoughts. Following Jesus' death, the spread of Christianity was a complicated and multidimensional process. It was propelled by influential people like Paul and the Apostles, significant occasions like the Council of Jerusalem and Constantine's conversion, and the timeless value of Christian doctrine. Christianity rose from its modest origins as a tiny Jewish sect in a polytheistic empire to become the most popular religion in the Roman world. Crucial roles in its spread were performed by theological advancements, persecution, the founding of Christian communities, and imperial backing. Christianity established the foundation for the future growth of Western civilization by adapting to different cultures while preserving its central ideas. Early Christian history demonstrates the strength of faith, tenacity, and the transformational influence of Jesus' teachings. Let us know in the comments what you think about the spread of Christianity after Jesus, key figures and events, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more captivating content on our YouTube channel.